Okay, so here we go for
Ooh.
3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mugshots. I don't have a clever catchphrase, so this is gonna be it. Today we have our special guest. Where did he go? Yes, Archonix,
Hello.
who is from England, not Scotland, just for your reference.
Or
Everybody
Germany.
says that. Everybody says I'm from Scotland. Why?
No,
Just
I
'cause I
said
have
you
a
were from
big-
Germany.
Yeah.
Well, that is a new one, I have to admit.
It honestly, I think it's because your voice is like somewhere between Bendy and Damien Darkside, so it kind of sounds Scottish, but
Uh-huh.
I think it's less the accent and more the tone of voice. So, anyways, our other regulars, we have Alex underscore,
Hello.
Andrew AC Unit,
What's that pause?
I still exist.
Captain Cilantro,
What's good, bitches?
Enigmatic Otaku,
Andrew, does the AC in your name stand for air conditioner?
No.
Oh god.
and
Shut up,
Kyrie
Enigma.
Pancakes,
Hello.
who does not have 7 with her. And this is your host, Ravage. So, what is our first topic? Our first topic is... that's a comment. That's another comment. Jesus.
I think Pencil has the first topic.
Yeah, she does.
What a brilliant topic.
Topic. Discuss the merits of kittens. What are their uses, their problems, and how should they be distributed?
Redistribution of kittens.
So, is she saying that we should use kittens as a currency?
Yes.
I'm thinking so, yeah.
Damn. So I'm gonna have to trade in all my money for kittens.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
So-
it's like the new Bitcoin.
But I don't want to have to change a litter box like every hour if we have currency as kittens.
Do the kittens have to be alive as well to be in
God,
order to be
no.
viable?
Okay, so another aspect to this is, okay, if it's specifically kittens, when they grow up, do they lose their...
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, deteriorating value. That sucks.
Yeah. So basically, we'll have to have those kittens on like that movie where they have like 35 years to live and they just have a timer attached to them and they just
Actually-
die as soon as it runs out.
Actually, if it grows up, you have an investment right there. Because if you have another adult kitten and they're both opposite genders, you can generate more money.
Yes. Just start
That's
dropping.
true.
Have them drop litters ASAP.
Yeah, but how many kittens would you be trading for cat food? It'd be an endless, like, ridiculous cycle.
Yeah,
All those crazy cat ladies were right. They were right. They were
So-
waiting for this day.
So Rav,
Huh.
if kittens were the currency and we need food for kittens, would cat food replace food stamps?
I would think so.
It's like, and how would like welfare or unemployment benefits go? It's like they just pay you out in kittens. It's like, okay, here you go. Here's your
No.
unemployment.
No,
You
what
have
they do is they tell you to go live under a bridge and find your own kittens.
Oh,
So
Okay.
how many kittens do I have to
And-
jam down the coin slot in order for me to get that one bubble gum?
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
you-
if you're smart, you just use the tail and pick it like a lock.
I would imagine that for incredibly small purchases like that, you would just hold a kitten up to a microphone and have it meow.
Ooh, I like that. I like
Cut a
that.
bit off and use that.
Ooh.
Like I said earlier, do the kittens have to be alive?
Yeah, you just buy things with dead kittens.
Oh,
Cut
God.
out dead kittens.
This stream just got dark.
Like,
Thank you,
It's gonna-
Pencil.
So wait, so just imagine that though, paying for sex with dead kittens.
It's an
Oh,
aphrodisiac.
God.
that is the title of this thing. That is the title of this podcast.
Mug shots, paying for sex with dead kittens.
I'm gonna write that down.
Screwing the
Oh,
hooker.
you better read it. Yeah. What? Put it in the hooker? Oh.
I mean,
Hey, Kyrie. Tell Seventh he needs to write this.
also when I go to the strip club, do I just jam a kitten down the stripper's pants?
Yeah, dead,
Yeah.
putrefied.
Just start making it rain dead kittens in here.
Oh my god.
Just go here, have Fluffy and Bubbles and Mr.
You're not supposed to name
Whiskers.
them. You're not supposed to name them because you're gonna be giving them away.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have like the faces of presidents on our money, so why don't we have like specific denominations of kittens? How many Fluffles will buy me a blowjob?
Ooh, actually, can you imagine this for a second? So you got your 1 cent, 5 cent, and so on, right? And then you get
Mhm.
into your dollar amounts. What if the different species and color patterns of a kitten denotes its value?
Oh, that's racist.
Uh,
So
and then if your white
purebreds-
ones are like the $1 million bill.
so purebreds have more value than the mutts.
Hey, Rav. Are black cats worth 3/5?
Or what?
Are black cats
Wow.
worth 3/5?
Wow.
No, I think they'd be 50 cents.
50 cent the cat.
Wow.
Just imagine the diss tracks that would put out. Just have them hiss to a microphone.
Oh, I'm
Well-
sorry. We don't accept Siamese over here. Does this look like China?
What?
No, but we take what's that other one? Tibetan or Siamese, but not so stringy. I don't mean to eat. What the fuck was he? He was like a
Persian.
No, Persians are
no.
fat and fluffy.
I just thought of something
he
dark.
Looks like he looks like Siamese, but he's built like a Western cat.
Burman? No.
Burmese.
Burmese.
I just thought of something.
Burmese is a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is,
breed,
but
Yeah.
Burmese are a bit choppier. But I want to say this: if you have a Japanese bobtail, does that make you a weeb?
Yes. Yes, it
Probably.
does.
Guys, here's the scenario I'm pitching. All right, I want to go to the bus. All right, but they only accept change. How do I break down my kitten?
But pull off one of its legs.
How would that work? You just try and jam it in the coin slot? Like, but do they have a?
Didn't we just have this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
you just
About
break off the
shots.
tail.
Well, we spoke about ball hair for 45 minutes.
Now we're talking about dead.
Yeah, now we're talking about dead kittens for 45 minutes.
Well, Pencil always seems to have the best subjects that we just go on and on and on. So
Well, I mean, honestly, she didn't even make it. She didn't even make it out to be that dark, but we did. So that's telling something.
no, but she chose the right topic for us to just go on.
Hi, Pencil. If you're listening to us, this is all your fault.
Hey, and on Pencil did nothing wrong.
No, well, except Priest.
Oh god.
She let him choose cadences.
Chronix, what was that?
He's cutting up a kitten.
That was.
Gotta get that money, dollar bill, y'all.
I was just adjusting my microphone stand and I forgot to mute it.
So if everything had to be changed to take into account of cats, but we have to like change the way we do music, like just replace references to money with cats.
Yeah.
So would getting pussy mean something else now?
Could mean two things.
You gotta slide yourself up in that Virginia.
Cream, cats rule everything around me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're in Korea or China, I mean, shoot, you could eat your own currency.
Yeah, that seems like an issue because it'd be worth more as food than currency.
So wait, if Mexicans eat cats, are they just eating their money?
Yeah.
Well, that might. Considering Mexicans don't even have money in the first place, that might not be a bad thing. Just go down to Tijuana and how.
Yeah, a big currency
Now peop-
barbecue.
Hey, that means no inflation because you would never have too much currency.
Alright. I honestly think we need to move on to a different topic.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
You are getting a little too political for this cast. Okay, so not enough coffee. Art questions. What words of advice would you give to those just beginning their artistic journey, and what do you wish you knew when you first started?
Don't draw what you see. Don't draw what you think you see. Is the thing that I wish I'd always learned right from the
So-
start.
Oh.
So
Don't draw
use
what
your-
you think you see. Draw,
So
just go on.
So use your elf eyes.
Yes. Well, see, the thing is, what you think you see when you look at like, say, you're trying to draw. You're doing a live drawing. Some girl sat over in the corner there with her sort of boobs hanging out and everything, and you look at that and you think you see a naked woman. You think you see this idea of a naked woman, so you start drawing it, and what you end up with is this weird, distorted sort of. Well, there's an arm there, and there's all the bits there, and all this kind of stuff, and it doesn't look anything like what's actually in front of you, and that's because you're not drawing what's actually there. You're drawing what's inside your head.
Oh,
So,
that's really interesting.
A spoon does not exist. There is no spoon.
Don't constantly try to pursue that, perfect thing. Well, okay. Try to make yourself better, but don't constantly be disappointed by the fact that you're doing something that you think isn't right, what you think is in your head.
Hmm.
You're never going to do it. I mean, no. Just, yeah, don't.
Takes
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
So don't think when you're writing.
yeah,
Something like that.
something like that.
And another important thing, kind of tangential to that, draw. Keep drawing.
Hmm.
Even if you make shit, and you will make shit, 90% of what you do, at least, will be shit.
90% of
Keep-
what
keep-
we do is shit.
Keep drawing.
I mean, shoot, you guys
Because-
should have seen how bad I butchered Samus last week.
Because honestly, the best thing you can do for yourself is to keep practicing. And even when you're practicing, I mean, in a way, saying it's practicing helps, but because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything good. What's important is that you just keep pushing yourself to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, draw all the spaces in between things, rather than the
Ooh.
things themselves.
Yeah, that's one I had a huge amount of difficulty with. Try drawing the negative space, the space around
Yeah.
or in between the object you're trying to draw. Holy crap, it will change the way you look at everything you draw, including the stuff you draw from imagination. A good way to do that would be silhouette drawing. You can get so many ideas just based off of silhouette drawing. Like, I'll go over here and make a new layer just for the hell of it. So, say I've got this really blocky pen, right? I'm just going to go through here and make a couple of random shapes and whatnot. And, basically what you want to do is take a random, silhouette, right? And just keep drawing it out and drawing it out and drawing it out. And eventually it'll turn into something else. Like right now it's taking some form. You can get kind of an idea of what you're seeing. But then when you've got all this, right, and you're looking at it and you realize, okay, I've got the base of it filled in, right? You can kind of get an idea, okay, it's got ears, it's got wings, it's got at least 2 legs, and it's got a tail. Well, then you want to go in and refine it. Then you want to take in and say, with your eraser, go in and refine that shape even more. Because now I'm drawing in the negative space. Now I'm drawing around the character, around the drawing, and I have to think about the space in between all the shadows and whatnot. or all this blank space. And it gives you an idea of, okay, this is how much distance is in between here, this is how much distance is in between there, particular shapes in between, you know, it's different, and it's really hard to kind of grasp at first. But it will help you immensely.
That is a good idea, because it's like there's that, and kind of, I guess a part of that is be ready to try to figure out how you look at things and try to see if you can try to find other ways of interpreting images or how things are looked at. Because, yeah, seeing things as just basic shapes or silhouettes, or trying to see in another way how light falls onto things. You'll be surprised about what you can do once you've kind of deconstructed how images work beyond just what you think is plainly there.
Well, too, and the nice thing about drawing with negative space is it'll give you a better idea of the anatomy of a thing. It'll give you better advantage when you're thinking of the shape not in the negative space, I guess. How do I put this? It'll give you a better idea of shape and distance. So, okay, I know that your elbow goes roughly to the bottom of your rib cage. That's how I match that up in most of my drawings if the arm is low enough. I know that the elbow goes right above the head if I'm raising the arm out that way. It doesn't so much help with foreshortening, but you can see where like the triangle would come from, you know, really basic shape between the socket, the bottom of the rib cage, and the elbow, or the socket, the top of the head, and the elbow. It gives you a really good idea about distance.
Interesting.
All right. Let's see. Next topic. What got you into art, and what keeps you going?
Well, for me, it was just kind of a matter of it's what I found naturally fun to do when I was like pretty much ever since I've been young, and I've been wanting to carry through and keep doing it because it's kind of what I do best. And I keep doing it because I figure it's all I've kind of decided by now. It's part of what I am.
Can I add a little question in there? How, as someone who is sort of an artist, in that I'm a musician, there's been several times where it's like, you know, you're trying to do something and you're really, really struggling, and it gets to that point where you just feel like, God, I can't keep doing this, man. Like you get a lot of self-doubt when you're trying to do something. How do you handle
I get drunk.
it?
In fact, that's my answer to everything, really. Now that I think about it.
Oh, I've actually got a good piece of advice on that. I would say, you know, if you're old enough, and by the way, we don't discuss ages on here, but when you're old enough to drink, I would actually recommend drawing when you're drunk. And then when you sober up, go back and look at it, and you can see, okay, I skipped these steps. I realize, you know, okay, I can skip these ones and I can't skip that one. Because you'll see what lines will be where you want them to be and which ones won't. It'll teach you what you can cut out of your process.
And when you sober up, you realize that what you drew was dick butt.
So exactly how does that help? Because I would think if you're drunk, it would impair your ability to draw.
It does, and that's exactly why. See, the problem is when you're drunk, you know you can take shortcuts. You don't have the patience for drawing. You also are lacking the inspiration, so you're probably going to draw something that or you are nothing but inspiration. You want to get it out you just on the paper. I mean, I was mildly drunk when I drew. See, what was it? I want to say it was just one of my characters from a long time ago. And I was just sitting there and I was drawing and I was drawing and I was drawing. And then I looked at it the next morning and I'm like, huh, okay, well, I can see where this, these steps in my drawing routine are essential and which ones I should have done. And then I realized, okay, then these are extra. I don't need them anymore.
So
It just
when
goes on and on and on.
I-
It's basically you're looking at what you are and are not.
Basically, kind of the point I think to some of this is that it's not that, oh, you're drunk and creating masterpieces. No, it's you're letting your inhibitions get lowered, which is, you know, what the alcohol does, and then
Oh,
you see
yes.
what you do on it.
And you're not afraid to do certain things. You wouldn't think, oh, well, I can't do this because it's not going to look right. You're going to be like, oh, fuck it, I don't care, and then you just draw it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's like, of the many things you can do when you're having trouble, one is take a short break and make sure it's a short break. You could just keep doing shit, or kind of that second last one, the kind of crucial part to that is what could be called the fuck it adjustment. Just fucking do it and don't give a shit.
Right, and that's sort of what the alcohol would do to you, is to just make you say fuck
Yeah.
it and you just do it. So when you're drunk, you just kind of go into your drawing routine.
Yeah, you end up going through more of your routine and normal actions, and because you're drunk, you also skip some of those randomly.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it kind of, because you're slightly impeded in your sort of, well, your motor skills and everything. It also forces you to think of different ways to overcome problems. Like when you're sober, you've got a routine. You've got muscle memory for drawing.
Right.
You will do certain things because that's what you always do. When you're drunk, it doesn't work because you can't quite make yourself do it. So you have to actually
No.
think about what you're doing. It forces you to focus on the technical and creative side of things rather than just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's how you learn to make your skills more efficient. But when you cannot rely on that, you actually have to think about what you're doing. It does force you to doing it in different ways, more efficient ways, or just trying something completely different just to get over that sudden barrier that you're facing because your arms are wobbly because you've just downed half a bottle of gin or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
to
Maybe
answer
not
that,
quite that much.
to answer that other guy, yes, alcoholism can ruin your art ability. It can also ruin you in general. We do not condone alcoholism on this, even though we call ourselves the Barcast and Mugshot. Yeah, just
Drink responsibly, kids.
yes. Please drink responsibly.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with experimenting. I mean, that's how we get half the things we have.
I
It's
think
just when you take it too far that it becomes a problem.
Yeah, that's how Enigma
And-
got AIDS from public toilet.
Don't trade all your kittens for alcohol in one sitting.
No. Oh.
yeah, I think a big part of kind of what
Let
gets
doctor,
mentioned
let it die.
is that one thing you can really do that's important is to shake up your routine, whether that's through some substance in your brain, or you can also do things like changing up how you draw things, or I kind of remember suggesting a little bit of something like this on a previous cast. Try using a different medium.
Hmm.
Because
You mean
if you're used to drawing with a pencil or pen, try using a paintbrush. If you're used to, basically the idea is pick up a utensil that forces you to draw in a different way and see how you do.
Right. I can understand that, because if you're so used to using one tool or one utensil, I can see how that could sort of limit you, and
Yeah.
maybe limit some of your perceptions of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a muscle memory thing again. So you get used to the way that those particular that particular thing works. Like I with my tablet, what I like to do sometimes is I switch out to different nibs on the stylus. Like I have soft ones and hard ones and things like that. And the behavior of them on the tablet is radically different. The hard ones are very slippery. And so you try and draw a line and you go whoosh all the way across the damn thing. And you have to really think about what you're doing. And then when I've got used to that, I switch over to a soft one, which is very grippy. So then I have to really force myself to work against the surface. That's just a little thing, but it actually really helps me improving my art every time I do it.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
Mm.
it's kind of like when you first start out doing tablet stuff or drawing on, like when you transfer from doing a physical medium to a digital medium, and how difficult that may be. Because I know whenever I switched over to digital, it was hard to get the hang of. But if you keep working at it and trying different methods and seeing if certain methods work better for you, it may, help you in the long run.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And the one that always sort of scares me, maybe, is drawing with biro. I've tried it a few times and I've always ended up with these absolutely horrendous, pointless scribbles. I'll master it one day. that one really, that's a real challenge, that one.
Drawing with biro just reminds me of like scribbling in my school books, though. That's, yeah, when I was like 10, that's the sort of thing.
yeah, drawing that little weird S.
Oh yeah.
Is it sad that everybody in this chat probably knows what that is?
I'm
And what
trying
you're
to
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know which set you're talking about.
I don't.
What?
You don't?
I
Okay.
probably do. I just, for some reason, have forgotten.
It's like that S that all the rowdy.
Oh, you mean the
kids
French
draw
curve?
is.
That like every single high schooler has ever drawn.
Oh, that thing.
Oh. That S that, okay.
Yeah, that S.
that kind of that chunky S with the lines that press together.
You
Yeah.
mean this?
Circled background on itself. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the S. The one that's has like a diamond shape kind of to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the one.
I've seen a different version of this. I just can't remember what it looks like exactly. I only ever drew that thing 2 or 3 times, and this is probably the 3rd time I've done it.
But you have done it before.
I think so. It wasn't in high school, though. It was because I saw somebody else do it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
And I tried to copy it, and I'm like, damn, this is too simple. Okay, moving on.
The only fancy S's I've drawn are integral signs, but that doesn't count.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, it does technically, but anyway.
Okay.
I would make a mathematics joke here if I actually knew anything about mathematics.
Save your
Oh, you mean like
sanity.
geometry? Damn, those curves are sexy.
Oh,
Damn, how'd you get that? Calculus? I don't know. Anyways, moving on. What was the first drawing you were ever proud of and got the big thumbs up from good old Pappy?
Oh.
I drew a dog once when I was like 2, and my dad was like, cool, but my dad never liked me, so.
My pappy never gave me the thumbs up at all.
Same.
No, he gave it to your mom, and that's how we got you.
yeah, you was just
Same.
I can't say I remember the first time it happened, but I'm sure it did.
Wow, fuck, I have to think if I really drew anything as a kid. I mean, I did, but I think my parents were like, okay, yeah, good job, because, let's just say I've never been,
So
one
so
to draw.
have you ever had a friend go, "Wow, did you actually draw that?"
Oh God, you have no
Wow,
idea.
that's amazing. Amazing that you traced that Pikachu right off that book.
Oh yeah, I've gotten praise for traces before, and I'm like, I didn't do this. I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
The drawing I'm drawing quote unquote I'm actually proud of is something I had to draw in a surveying class. So, and that's using like rulers and shit, rulers and compasses. So it's like, that's really the only thing I'm actually proud of. So,
I think the first drawing I was actually really proud of and that got a lot of approval from everyone was a picture of Asterix from the Asterix and Obelix comics. If anyone's ever heard of those.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
You've not heard of Asterix?
Those weird French things.
Nope.
Yes, those weird French things.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. They are the best thing in the world.
I thought you Englishmen hated the French.
We do. We hate the French. We love everything that they make. It's kind of schizophrenic.
So do you guys?
Well, you can't go wrong
you
with
have
wine.
Baroque in the Royal
You see,
Palace.
the thing about France is it has great food, it has great art, it has great wine, it has wonderful landscape, it has lovely towns and villages, it has wonderful architecture and a great atmosphere. It's just full of French people.
Yeah.
So do you guys?
You're about as racist as we are.
Do you guys still go over towards the English Channel, towards France, and flip in the V?
I devote several hours a day to doing that.
Yeah, I'm lazy. I just stay here and just wave my fingers at random directions.
Hoping
I was actually doing that, and none of you can see it. Oh god, I did it again.
The 300 Years War never.
Yeah, something like that.
So, Alex, I've been meaning to say, what are you drawing there?
You get me confused again with.
Not Alex, Andrew. You both start with A. Air conditioner. What are you drawing?
Air conditioner.
Air conditioner? Who's air conditioner, you piece of shit?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism, what are you doing?
I'm drawing a farm pony, trying to set up some land. I'm doing this because I bought Stardew Valley on my Switch.
Ooh.
I love how every time you're on the stream, Andrew, Otaku has to ask you what you're drawing, and it's like he's asking a 2-year-old, "What's that?"
Wow.
Oh god damn it! Who changed my name?
What's his name now?
Okay, Alex, Mr. Intern.
It must have been Enigma.
I don't have that authority. You think they'd give me the keys to this thing?
Dude, I don't even have that authority, and I run this thing.
Oh. Shit.
Or maybe it's Milk. Milk probably. Blame Milk.
Mercy of forces beyond our control.
Oh, at least he's not being moved around between voice channels.
Oh god. Yeah.
Like, I just like how...
Oh, that's fun.
Air conditioner... I just like how your mayor there's like, fuck this rock in particular.
Hey, gotta clear out that land.
That's true.
Clear out the land.
That's
my terrible accent.
I was gonna say something, but it completely left my mind. Alright, he says let's get hypothetical here. Would you rather
shit.
forget who you are or who everyone else was?
I'd like to take a third option.
Kill yourself?
Killing
that's
yourself
an
is
option.
always
Yeah, wiping away your identity from yourself is like a form of suicide, is it not?
Actually,
yeah,
yes,
it kind
is.
of would be.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, it really would be. I mean, okay. You would. I would have to say you'd have to be someone in the absolute worst possible place any person could be to be willing to lose your memory. I mean, I'm talking no family, no friends, nobody really likes you, honestly, I mean, honestly and truly, everybody hates you. You're a shitty personality. You're an asshole. You're a prick. You're a cunt. Whatever you want to call yourself.
Stop talking
know,
like
my
otaku like that.
God, school flashbacks.
But, it would be one of those, there couldn't be anything better happen to you kind of a thing. As far as forgetting who everyone else was, you'd probably have to be in the same boat. I mean, you'd have to hate absolutely everyone around you.
I see. The thing is, though, if you forget who everyone else is, then you're constantly being pestered by these strangers who are convinced that they know you, and you start to think, "Is the whole world crazy? Why won't these people leave me alone? I just want to get on with my life."
Remember, that's also called Alzheimer's.
Like you just come home.
Okay.
You just come home to your rock home, and you see a bunch of eyes underneath, and you're like, "Who are you people?"
He's
These things.
referencing SpongeBob.
There you go. She got it.
I never watched SpongeBob.
Too busy reading.
Me,
Asterix.
buddy, me either.
Yes.
I think I would just choose option C and kill Mike. Because it's
That
like,
may also be option A. So it's like, what?
oh man, God.
I don't know. I mean, hey, if you're an artist, you get more famous after you die. So,
Yeah, that's true. Just look at Michael Jackson.
he was
Whoever
retardedly famous
hears about
before
Michael
That
he
is
died.
not a
He
valid
died.
example.
Well, no, not at the time he died. I mean, at the time he died, he was a joke. People have been joking about him for years, and then
He's still a
when
joke.
No, but I mean, when
He
he
was-
died, people kept saying, "Oh, MJ, we love you, you're the best." And it's like people weren't saying that. Right before
Yes,
he
but
died.
he was still famous before that.
And he had a huge following.
Yeah, that's true. At one point, he was insanely famous. I don't think he was very famous in the 2000s until he died.
It's not like he was Van Gogh and starved his entire fucking life before, fucking dying.
Yeah, or Silver
Yeah.
Plath. That's a good example.
That other guy.
Yeah. Brilliant. We know lots about art here on the.
All right. Would you rather say everything that comes to your mind or nothing at all?
I already.
The first one's already otaku.
Oh my god.
Too much echo.
Yeah.
I'd prefer
That was
nothing
very-
at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Yeah, same.
Stupid, sexy air conditioner.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you say nothing that comes to your mind, wouldn't you technically say nothing at all?
Yeah. See, people would think you're all pensive and introspective.
So
That's-
basically,
Well,
I
hey,
would-
I mean, you get all the sex in the world if everybody thinks you're dark and brooding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So basically, I would effectively be a mute.
Pretty much. I mean, there wouldn't be a huge difference.
It's the position I tend to take in most of my life is just to not say anything.
I
excuse
don't know. Sometimes I can run my mouth. And stupid shit can come out of my mouth. So
Say something. I'm
Yep.
giving up on you.
And see, like I said, otaku is the first option. He says everything that comes out of his like.
I know a
Ladies
few
and gentlemen,
Other,
Exhibit A.
no, I know a few other people
Exhibit.
who have that problem.
A.
What would be Exhibit B? Helen Keller?
Mandy from Billy and Mandy.
Helen Keller?
Jesus.
Norm. Nobody got
But
that.
Nope.
I'm curious. But
Did you people not see Cheers?
Where
I fuck you guys.
everybody knows your
Fuck everyone.
name.
Yes. Thank you. Oh wait, no, it's the postman who never shut up. Fuck.
The
Can't do my
postman who never
jokes right.
shut. The
Well,
postman.
he just kept saying shit. Actually, no, everyone on the show just kept saying shit. That was the whole point. Ignore me.
Yes.
I think
No.
about it. That
Deep-seated.
I'm
Well,
having
someone
an
has left
existential
a baby.
crisis.
Now that I think about it, that S right there looks more like an infiniturd.
Okay, I'm coming out now. Ignore me.
Wait, are you like that guy from Venture Brothers, that giant motherfucker with a speaker for a face?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Somebody left a baby right here. Ignore me.
stars, Rusty.
I'm Rusty Venture's dad.
I don't think anyone else here besides myself has seen Venture Brothers.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Come on.
I just quoted it, you fucker.
Well, okay, you're great. That is one of the best shows I've ever seen. That and
I
Archer.
need to take the time out to actually watch it.
It's
You
pretty good.
bloody well do. It's amazing. It's all of the bits. Okay, so have you ever seen
It's-
Johnny Quest?
It's all the Hanna
no.
Barbera. It's all the what's it called in the company?
Well,
Hanna
for
Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna Banana.
You take your typical 90s or 70s, I suppose, kids action cartoon, and you take all of the bits that happen in between the episodes and turn it up to 11.
Oh God.
That's
It's
what
a
it
real-
is.
It's a realistic take on what would happen to Johnny when he grows up.
Mm. Oh God! Did
Johnny Quest.
What was the XP they had for Johnny Quest in the show? It was Johnny something. Actually, was he called Johnny Quest? He
Like,
lived in a
first-
bathysphere.
They called him something else, but then later on they admitted that it was Johnny Quest.
Yeah. He was just completely and utterly drugged out. It was amazing.
It makes sense though after the shit he's been put through as a child.
I mean, come on, Sim, Solid Bim, and you're floating. I mean, damn.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Talking to snakes and God knows what.
And then they had David Bowie. I said it wasn't really David Bowie.
No, it was David Bowie. It really was David Bowie.
Oh God, that means he's not coming back.
That's what he wants you to think. That's what the sovereign wants you to think.
Oh, we're going there now, are we?
geez.
Illuminati.
All right. If you had to describe your life in 20 words or less, what would you say?
Shit.
Well, that's
Well,
less than 20 words.
It is. I mean, you could expand a little if you want to.
I'll expand. I'll expand, all right. Unfulfilled. How about that?
Mine
Unfulfilled shit.
Mine is when will everything come out Millhouse?
Never.
I thought you were about to say, when will my dad come?
Mine, I think, would be, I'm not dead yet.
Oh God.
Shut up, you old fool.
My one. The Barcast. God, that's sad.
Ooh.
That is actually kind of sad.
That is, yeah, it's strangely philosophical.
Mine is, I'm still trying to figure this out. Come back in 60 years.
All right.
I
Is
don't think
everybody
I've
waiting on that?
I haven't, but I honestly can't think of. Actually, no. I honestly can't think of anything. It's pretty much how I would describe my life right now. Yeah.
Oh.
Cheers.
All right. Canadian bacon, yes or no? And is it as Canadian as people think it is?
Is it okay if we get a real Canadian in on this?
Yeah, go poke Damien.
Yo, B, will you get in on this?
Hold
Canadian
on. Why did we want the opinions of a Canadian when we already know the Canadians think they're more French than the French?
That's only.
That's the
Quebecois.
This thing I've heard in my life. What the fuck?
That's the Quebecois. That's the Quebecois. They think they're the most French people on earth, and they're pricks, from what I hear.
They think they're more French than the French.
Yeah. Like,
Which makes
someone
mine have
okay.
nothing to do with them.
No. Hold on. I talked to someone from Canada, and he's from Toronto, which is not too far from Quebec. And he told me the Québécois, they will use French words that French people would just use English words for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, they had. What's
that's
that?
how much they think they're French.
So, like the French say
They-
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and the Canadians say what?
I have no clue, but I know he used the example of like basketball, how the French would just use basketball, and then the Québécois would use something else. I don't speak that shitty language.
Computer. The Académie Française says that computer is l'ordinateur, and the Quebecois would. Is it Quebecois?
Yeah, probably
Whatever the fuck they're called.
Québécois.
Yeah, they would say l'ordinateur. The French would say le computer.
Oh, it's like that's interesting because in Spain they say el ordenador, and then in Latin America they use la computadora. So
Computadora, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
shoot,
no,
even the Russians use the word computer.
The Académie Française is just this crazy thing that just keeps coming up with inventing words for things just so that they don't have to use the English one.
Yeah, you think that's crazy.
But the French ignore it.
You think that's crazy? The Spanish have their own institute, and it is constantly just changing the entire language. They keep eliminating letters. They keep changing verbs, and it's insanity.
That is insanity, yes.
Yeah,
it makes no sense because they're not. I guess in a way they're not really originally Latin. I mean, Latin came out of Greece and Italy.
Oh no.
Or at least that's my understanding of it.
That's not. No. They're both related to one another.
Yes,
in the sense
they're
that
both Romance.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, wait, are we talking about Latin and Greek or Latin and Spanish? Latin and Greek are both related to one another in the sense that they're both Indo-European languages.
Yes.
Leave that to one side. Spanish and French and Italian and all these other Romance languages all descended from Latin by medieval Latin and then a whole bunch of stuff, shit like that.
I thought the original Latin started in Greece.
No, it didn't.
No, it started in Italy.
All I know is that I can sort of have a discussion with an Italian person because our language has a lot of similarities.
It does. Yes, Spanish and Italian do.
Quite funny. I was in Florence a few years back for my mother-in-law's birthday. It's a long story. She's not Italian. Anyway, I was in Florence a few years back, and every time I spoke to a shopkeeper, I tried to speak to them in a combination of Spanish and French. I don't speak Spanish, and I barely know any French. I was in Portugal the other week, and I kept trying to speak to them in Italian. I don't speak Italian.
Oh, God.
God!
That must have been irritating, but...
It was incredibly irritating. Here's a funny thing for you, all right? My wife speaks every language on the planet because she's quite smart. She didn't speak Portuguese when we went to Portugal. And she extrapolated from Spanish to speak Portuguese, which would have worked because she just listened to the sound changes, and it would have worked, except for the fact that she didn't account for the fact that Portuguese uses different words for certain things. Well, so she said things like thank you, which in Spanish is muchas gracias. I see a fucking French accent.
Yes, gracias.
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 So in Portuguese, if you just extrapolate the sound changes, that is muito gracia. Yeah. But in Portuguese, when they say thank you, they say obrigado or obrigada if you're a woman. And she didn't know that.
Avocado.
She just extrapolated the sound changes to learn the language.
Well, Archonix, if I can interject real quick.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is because Portuguese, and accounts for a huge difference in a lot of the vocabulary between Spanish and other Romance languages. Is Spanish got a shitload of influence from Arabic, from the Moorish occupations there.
Yeah.
And so the Arabs left a ton of words and vocabulary and even sound effects left after those hundreds and hundreds of years that you don't find in like Italian or French or even Portuguese. And the vocabulary changes as well. So yes, in general, there's a ton of crossover between Spanish and Portuguese and Spanish, Italian, not so much Spanish and French. But
French is very German influenced.
It is.
The Franks, yeah.
So there'll be like things where I could hear from like Latin or Italian, and that means one thing and sounds nothing at all like what it is in Spanish. And usually the reason is it's because the Spaniards used something that was brought over from Arabic.
Yeah. I mean, language is really funny like that. I love all these differences between languages and all the influences that go into it. And if I was smart enough to actually learn more languages than just a smattering of French and a tiny little bit of Swedish, I would just spend all of my life studying all of this stuff. Languages are just amazing things, and I'm starting to ramble now, so I'll just shut up.
Canadian bacon, yes or no? Is the question.
Canadian bacon. All right.
Yeah, how the hell did we get to this? We're talking about fucking bacon of all things.
Bacon is the source of all goodness in the world. Therefore, it leads to the discussion of all things in the world.
Here's the thing. Canadian bacon, as a meat foodstuff, it is okay. As a substitute for actual bacon, no.
Actual bacon?
Is not acceptable.
You mean streaky back bacon? Canadian bacon is basically the round bit off a pork loin, I think.
Yeah, it's that round stuff.
Mm-hmm. When I want bacon,
not even a strip. It's not even a strip. It's just a little like meat slice. I don't want to say a patty because that's too thick. But it's like a meat slice. It's what you get on a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. But when I want bacon, I expect a fucking meat crisp. I don't expect to get a fucking meat booger.
Well, I'm gonna piss off everyone. I don't like bacon.
Heresy!
Oh
you pleb.
God! Wow!
I can't eat bacon anyway because it fucks up my stomach. So.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah, I have a. To be fair, I was never a fan of bacon anyway.
No.
That helps.
I preferred sausage.
This isn't bacon. But when I went to go visit Pencil, the first thing she had me and Flame do was drink pepperoni vodka.
Pepperoni vodka?
Yep. It's as awful as it sounds. It was greasy. Fucking burned. She had a sick sense of humor.
That sounds quite tasty, actually.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not surprised.
It was not.
Anyway, Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is about 2/3 of a proper piece of bacon, which is back bacon.
2/3.
About 2/3 of that. It's the big round bit off a piece of proper back bacon. Proper back bacon, smoked or unsmoked, is absolutely amazing. I don't know why all of you people over in the States eat the belly. Pork bellies are what you use for making, I don't know, for adding to other things. You chop it up into little pieces and you use it to add fat. Because that's all it is.
Why do you guys have meat stuff that's called pudding?
Oh yeah, freaking blood pudding. Ugh.
Yeah, why do you guys eat that shit? Why don't you just eat like banana pudding, chocolate pudding?
And why is spotted dick not actually dick?
Well, they don't tell you.
Well,
what's in it.
Why do you guys call meatballs faggots?
No. You see, faggots are a very particular kind of meatball. They're made from liver.
I know, but I'm just
Meatballs are just generally balls of meat. Faggots are something special, something that you just have to, you have to really sort of acquire the taste for over a long period. You see, you have to get that meat into your mouth and just learn to love it. Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah,
swallow
Rab.
it down. You have to force it down at first because it just feels weird. But over time, you learn to really sort of appreciate the subtle flavors and textures of that whole thing. And sooner or later, you're just swallowing it down.
I have a feeling this references to me as being a female.
Oh Jesus!
Hey Rev. So have you gotten used to faggots yet?
Used to what?
Have you gotten used to faggots yet?
Yeah.
Okay, sweetie.
I was, believe it or not, instruction on how to give perfect head.
I do
Not
love
by
a
a
sausage
gay
fest,
man.
I have to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did they tell you to work the shaft?
Don't forget to cook the balls. The meatballs.
See, that's the thing. You don't. Everybody says you work the shaft. You don't work the entire shaft. It's only certain parts of it.
Mm.
We all know the head is the most sensitive part, and
Which
I can
part
tell
of the
you
head?
the whole thing. Actually,
No, there are differences.
it's the underside that's the most sensitive, and the base that are the most sensitive. So those are the parts that you actually work.
Yes.
But okay, so how did our
It's kind of
topic veer
sad
off
that
here?
guys are talking about that instead of like me.
Well, you know,
Okay. Give
I'll
us.
have to
Okay,
keep
Kyrie,
that in mind.
give us your infinite wisdom right here.
Yeah.
What about giving head?
All your practice on 7th. Spill it.
Well, it wasn't just 7, but I guess. What exactly do you want to know about my quote-unquote infinite wisdom?
Where's the best place to put the tongue?
It depends on the guy, honestly. I prefer to alternate what I'm doing, like where I am going and stuff like that. Because it always gives them a bit of a surprise because they don't know what's coming next.
I just used 2 hands.
Just.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
So, what's better, the tongue or the fleshlight?
Probably tongue, because from what 7 tells me is because the mouth is warm and a fleshlight is not, it actually feels a hell of a lot better.
Just suck them off with your hands.
What? No. What? What?
Hi.
Thank you, baby.
How do you? Is he like that guy from Naruto with the mouth hands? Forget his name.
Oh Jesus! Oh no!
I
Christ.
can give head. Yeah.
Oh my god, actually I'm gonna draw that.
Oh jeez.
Also, that picture that got linked in the chat is adorable.
It is.
Which one?
The tiny Fluttershy.
It's like a kitten being
Yeah.
used for currency.
But the person holding has incredible jaundice.
Yeah, you should get that checked out, bro.
Okay, Andrew, I need your opinion on your OC.
Also, I have to be honest, that is one of the better drawn hands I've seen for quite a while. Hands are evil. Fuck hands. I mean, not those
Feet
hands.
are worse.
Fuck you. We heard you. Fuck hands.
Give me a hand.
Fuck.
What is it, Kyrie?
Oh, I was wanting you to look at your OC. I sort of finished it, except for your like facial hair.
Okay, just give me a second to open up stream.
I'm missing it. Where is this picture you're talking about?
It's on the stream.
The stream.
Oh.
I'm staring at it right now. It's quite Good.
Do I need to link it in the chat?
Yeah, I don't keep the stream up because if I do, my computer's gonna get too hot.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, all these people who can draw hands, I hate.
Okay. Well, okay, imagine this. A hand, I'm sure you know the formula. You got an elongated box with a wider head, or with a wider base, and then the shorter base. And then four circles and a triangle and another little circle on top of that so you can extend the fingers and the thumbs and so on and so on and so on, right? You've got all these bases that you can use to help you draw a hand.
Oh no, I know how to draw hands.
Yeah. I know. I'm more explaining for the chat, but you've got all these flexible bases. Now imagine a foot, the most awkward shape, and I'm not even talking from the top down. I'm talking from the side. You've got a rectangle at a greater than 45-degree angle with another little box that comes off of it at a 90-degree angle from that. Then you've got the toes that go flat or however you want them. Okay, that's kind of like the basis of starting the foot. Now I want you to take that profile version of that foot and turn it to a 3/4 and see how fucked you are from there.
It's funny, I can actually draw feet really well. I just have trouble with ankles.
Ankles.
Ugh. Because the bones are the bits are just like a weird angle and everything.
It's looking good, Kyrie.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could make the beard a little bit fuller, that would be nice.
For a moment there, Andrew, I was wondering why the Kyrie stream was on there twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's delayed as well. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, just draw the beard.
It's a beautiful beard.
Alright.
The beard, it'll be the best, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and guess what time it is? It's shilling time.
Oh,
Hooray! I love shilling time.
oh God.
What are we shilling?
Give us a shilling, please. A shilling for your thoughts.
You know what you can do? You can give a shilling to the Barcast Patreon.
Hide.
Yep. Yes, our Barcast Patreon, and this is the Barcast, not the mugshots. Barcast Patreon, you donate to that. All the proceeds of that go to is it Red Wings? Horse Sanctuary? Red.
Doesn't even know.
Well, I thought it was Red Wings. I thought it was Red Wings. Yeah. Anyways, goes to a horse sanctuary in California, and they are a horse rescue farm. And right now we are supporting a horse named Big Mac. No surprise there. So yeah, we're getting him everything: his shots, his bales of hay, feed, anything he needs to actually get healthy. In fact, Priest and Pencil are going to be taking a trip out to see Big Mac here very shortly.
Cool.
Yay.
Yep, and so yeah, you support more to that, and we can hopefully support more than just one horse. I mean, if we get to that point, we could probably sponsor the entire farm, but that requires people that like our brand of shitposting.
A whole division of cavalry.
Okay,
Yes.
Andrew, I need your final approval.
Okay.
And to finish off our shilling, if you like what we do, if you like what you see, please donate to the Patreons of those who are in this cast. I know that right now my Patreon is supporting this is supporting mugshots right now. That's the only thing that I'm really doing with that. So yeah, your continued support is much appreciated. And any of you who are new to supporting, please, we could use all the proceeds we can get for it. And with that out of the way, Vylon has the next topic.
Looks good, Kyrie.
Questions with Vylon.
You have my thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh God. Vylon's question, or not question, but topic. What do you think of the use of ovipositors and octopussiers in art?
Octopusoir.
I don't French. All right, I don't French.
Speak a real language.
I'm from Russia.
Come on, people. Speak a real fucking language, not French.
Yeah. Fuck that.
You learn
Oh,
speak
nice.
like me, Kovarich. You learn many good things from Ivan.
Go speak
God damn it, I've lost the
castellano.
thread.
No hablo español.
Va a aprender.
Nada. All right.
Yeah, what
So,
do we think?
ovipositors and basically octopussies. Go.
Well,
Well,
No, you
Octopussy
go.
was a good move. Not gonna lie.
When you're forced, when Chrysalis like has you up against the wall and she pulls that ovipositor, you gotta remember you gotta work the shaft.
don't forget to open the throat.
Oh, that's-
Deep throating is like really hard if you're the one doing the deep throating, but if you're being deep throated, apparently it's like the best thing ever. So if you ever want to learn how to deep throat,
Just suck yourself off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to have a red remove to do that.
Well, actually, I know someone who can suck himself off. So
Wow.
it's actually it's flexibility is what it is. It's really all flexibility.
Yeah, well, if I could break my spine and not feel pain and then, heal it back, I gotta give me a whole new meaning to personal time. But anyways, ovipositors and octopussies.
Look, Octopussy, man, you should go watch the movie. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I have a suspicion I may be slightly instrumental, ever so slightly instrumental in the maybe the invention of the word octopus war. I'm not sure. Well, back when I'm going to see if I can find the post about this. Actually, it's possible that I'm just talking myself up for nothing. Back in the old days when I was in the Futurama fandom big time, I had this one drawing that was Fry being sort of assaulted by Leela, who had a whole bunch of tentacles in down there, and everyone started talking about it in this thread where I'd posted it, and suddenly they started saying it's an octopus war, and it's like, where's this word come from? And it's either they invented it for that or they got it from somewhere else. And I like to think that they invented it for that, but the reality is probably far more mundane.
Like
I just
I
want to
know-
be famous.
I know insects have ovipositors, but is there any actual creature that has an octopus war?
Not as far as I'm aware. I mean, did it come from Drawn Together? Maybe it came from that.
It might have been from Drawn Together because I remember that episode where the princess has one and it talks.
I'm just trying to find where this fucking... it must have been coincidental then. Here we go. Why didn't I find that? That's from 2012. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going into the serious history of porn on the internet.
Whoa, man, you gotta look through.
I would be afraid of my search history, to be honest.
Rav is pleading the fifth.
Pretty much. I mean, when you're curious about something and it's like, oh God.
When you're quote unquote curious.
No, when I'm actually legitimately curious, when I'm quote unquote curious, I use very specific terminology to very specifically avoid coming up on somebody's radar.
You mean like midget tranny porn?
Oh, hey, I was off by
no.
10 years. All right, never mind then. I'm not famous. I'm not amazing. I'm just
David tranny.
just a guy who draws weird porn.
Sorry we've crushed your dreams, Silver Mugshots.
It's all right. I'm used to that.
Oh, no.
I like how it says Kyrie here is dumping ass as she's replenishing. She's replenishing the magazine so she can dump ass later on.
Yeah, that was a very classy BRB message.
I mean, when a lady says they're gonna go powder their nose, it really means they're gonna take a big old log down there.
No.
Look, Enigma.
Powder nose means I need to piss.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long.
Oh, what do they say when they need to have a shit then?
Same thing. They're being discreet.
Oh.
Well,
You
they're
mean-
only
you mean-
kind of
you
being
mean-
discreet because every other freaking woman there needs to go with them. So it's like, hey girl, let's go powder our noses. So basically, hey, let's all get up and go take the shit we desperately know every one of us needs.
Well, you know, I can help people powder their nose, but in a different way.
Yeah, but it's not much of a powder if it comes out as a fluid now, is it?
Wow, shit. Okay, you took that in a very different.
It's a liquid. It's
all
a
supposed to
liquid
be white, right?
foundation.
Yeah.
Liquid foundation. There you go.
Liquid
It
coat.
puts the
dear
lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again.
But where do the hose come from?
From the
Solid.
pimps, where else?
Everyone had to stop and think about that for a moment.
Hey, I was waiting on your guys' answer. I already had mine.
Oh.
So, for changelings to replenish their rings, Chrysalis just rape regular ponies with her ovipositor?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that, or she just fucks them and they knock her up. I've seen both done.
Oh, you've seen it, huh? So where's this
Yes, I was
key to the
there.
kingdom we all want to go to?
That's
you
when
did-
you go ... or so I've heard.
And you didn't invite us?
One of my terrifying
Well-
bad trips. I've seen changeling rape.
Yeah, you know, look, hey, look, you know, I'm just saying, I have my methods.
He
And you're
recorded
being
it.
greedy. Okay,
I'm sure-
everybody go attack him for the gateway to Equestria, because apparently he knows how to get there.
Like, I'm sure he recorded it for, like, Animal Planet style. If you know, like, you know when
Yes.
Animal Planet has that special of animals fucking, and people go, oh, I'm looking at this for research.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
an old show called Wild America, and
Yeah.
both my mom and my sisters used to call it Pornographic America because yeah, it showed animals fucking. I'm not even joking. We still have the video set back at my mom's house. It's hiding out in the garage.
So what was the cameraman doing there exactly?
Yeah, you could keep
Well-
the camera steady.
He probably
I
wasn't
think-
touching the cameras because he couldn't trust himself not to shake it and give himself away.
You listen to the raw audio somewhere off screen, you're hearing schlick, 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 schlick. Yeah.
Can you imagine two shrews going at it and be like, "Oh yeah, destroy him"?
Oh,
Oh Jesus!
We're all
This
going
is the
to hell.
quality programming you're getting, people.
Please pay for this.
Pretty much. Oh Jesus!
We're professionals.
Well, hey! Now that we're on to this topic, I think that's actually a pretty good segue into our next topic. Mike Snipe asks, "How do you feel the fandom has developed over the years, and how do you think this affected the art?"
A lot of porn.
Well, I mean, we kind of figured that. We're talking about cameramen on Animal Planet jerking it to animals jerking it. So yeah,
If you want to see how the fandom has developed and how it's affected the art, all you have to do is look at one artist, Atrill.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
and it's basically what's happened is the whole fandom has just become fat butts and dicks and smug faces. That's pretty much it.
Like,
So, but
Atrox, you talk about Futurama and then big butts, and you make me wonder, are you sure you're not bendy?
Mm.
I'm not.
Maybe he is. He's just lying.
Well, you never know, would you?
Okay, let's try word association. Celestia.
Butts.
Molestia.
More butts.
Luna.
The best butts.
Not safe for Luna.
Okay, no, you're not Bendy.
No?
No. Celestia has the big butt. It has the best butt.
Best butt,
Everybody
as far
knows
as-
that. And biggest butt.
No,
So, yeah.
Size and quality are not the same thing.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you got a large ass, the chances that you got a chunky cheeks is pretty good.
Well, yeah.
Coming from someone who is overweight, that is entirely true. So, anyways.
Unless your name is Kim Kardashian. In which case, that thing just doesn't look natural. Sorry.
Or, no, how about Nicki Minaj? That's not even natural. That's not even fucking natural.
No. That thing's silicone. Dude, that thing's pure silicone.
Actually, it's not. You know what they did?
But
they pulled all of her belly fat out, and this is what I've heard. They pulled all of her belly fat out, and she had them inject it into her ass.
You know, this kind of reminds me of that episode of the Boondocks where Granddad dates one of the Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, her ass just keeps growing throughout the episode until it finally explodes. And, like, there's one, and there's, like, right before it explodes, they're eating at the restaurant, and her ass is so big, she literally has to take up 2 seats.
That reminds me more of something from South Park.
No, this was on the Boondocks. It was on the most recent, last season.
Reminds me more of something from Monty Python.
Just about, yeah.
Would Sir carefully with a thin mint?
No, piss off.
What did he say when, what did the Black Knight say when he got all his fucking limbs chopped off and he's all, I'll still fight you.
It's just a flesh wound.
It's a flesh wound.
Tis a scratch.
Your whole arm's
We'll
off.
call it a draw.
Come back, you coward! I'll bite your legs off!
Oh, God, that's what it was. Oh, shit.
Nostalgia.
Oh, very much so. I still need to watch The Life of Brian.
You do, absolutely.
I've only seen the ending part of Life of Brian. All I remember
spoil
is
it for me.
No, this isn't a spoiler. Just all I remember is Biggest Dickus.
Et tu dickus, et tu.
When I say the name,
can we find a witch?
Dickus.
How do you know she's a witch? Because she looks like one.
This isn't a real nose, it's a false one.
Voice is on point.
He has the wife, you know. You know what she's called? She's called Incontinentia. Incontinentia buttocks. Stop! What's all this? I've had enough of this wardy webble sniggling behaviour. Silence! Call yourself Praetorian Guards. You're not. Seize him! Seize him!
Oh God!
Fuck! I love that film.
I can't remember the name of the short, but I did one where it's the insurance company one, and they keep sailing around, and then they just finally. It turns out the Earth was actually flat, and they fall off the edge of it.
Oh yeah, that was the little thing that was at the start of The Meaning of Life.
Yeah, the insurance company building.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Sucked.
I need to watch more Monty Python.
Yes.
I really
Yes.
do.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for the opportunity where I show you guys a movie,
Yeah.
a George Lucas
I
Lucas
would love
movie, where literally in this movie that he made before Star Wars.
Oh God. that-
Yeah, where a fucking frappuccino machine comes down from the ceiling to jerk off a protagonist.
You sure
So-
you're the protagonist? I mean, I looked it up because I was curious about what you were talking about, and it was late at night, and I had to go to bed. I'm like, all right, whatever. George Lucas, guy getting head from a machine, and I looked it up. And I'm like, okay.
So that's something you want to admit looking up.
So you saw the scene then?
I saw this scene.
You know,
It did look like a freaking cappuccino machine.
all I remember is, and I finally looked this up after years, was my dad telling me about this one scene in I forget which one it was. It was called Magnum Force, I think. It was like some old blaxploitation film from the 70s. And there's just this one scene he remembers where there's a pimp and a hooker in a taxi cab, and the pimp knows that she's holding out on him, and he's looking for her money, and he literally says, "Let's check the titty bag." And so I looked it up, and what happens is he finds the money, and he literally kills her by forcing her to drink Drano.
Oh.
So it's like, just what the fuck? Just what? Does he just carry around a thing of Drano on him?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Well,
Never
you
know
gotta
when
have
you
your
might need that
priorities. I
stuff.
mean, you take a shit so big.
I still can't get over the way he said it. Let's check the titty bag.
Wait, he said it with the Boston accent?
Well,
See,
he's black.
you sounded like Donkey then.
I love Donkey.
Donkey's amazing.
Yeah,
But-
Donkey is life.
No, that's Shrek though.
No, not Donkey.
No.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Oh, Donkey as in video game Donkey.
Exactly,
Dunk-
yes.
Oh
Donkey.
God, that guy.
Yeah.
Donkey. It's
Donkey.
me. It's me. Donkey.
Oh, yeah, fuck you too.
I don't think. Let's see. Do we have any new topics? Don't think so.
We do.
There's one more.
2 more people.
Okay. How do you feel about potatoes?
Well,
We're
I
gonna
have a whole
judge
bunch
you.
of Irish in my ancestry, so potatoes are pretty
Oh.
good.
How are you not Bendy? All the evidence you're displaying just keeps pointing more to Bendy. Take off the mustache. We know it's you.
We've already established
Hey,
that it's
look,
not
look,
bendy.
you even
Beard.
sound a bit like a Mick.
Oh my god. Oh, Bragora!
It's the Superman and Clark Kent thing. When Superman's not here, Clark Kent's there. So if we could pull Bendy in here and have these two just talk to each other, it would be like Rainbow Dash having a conversation with Applejack.
What?
What? They have the same voice actress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, okay. That's true. Although one is an arrogant flyer, the other one is a generic hick.
What, Bendy?
I was sure you were gonna say that. One is an arrogant flyer, the other's a lesbian.
Gee, I wish I was a lesbian.
Get more pussy.
Well, if you're male, technically you are.
Make
So
me
there you go.
Kyrie, how successful was your ass dumping?
Why do you need to know?
Why did you tell us that?
You did make quite a fuss about it.
Yeah.
Yes, Kyrie, I will give you my OC in a little. After to get up.
You're the only one left.
Yes, I know. I have to
Stop
take
being
it up.
shit.
Well, that's kind of hard for me to stop being shit. Okay, I'm.
His OC is ass dumper.
Arse dumper.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Do I even still have an ass, guys? Like, what's left of me now?
Well, let's see. Your vagina's now a fleshlight. That's a good question.
So
is her ass a fleshlight?
So it's just bodily waste just flopping out of a fleshlight opening.
Ooh.
Alright, that's nice.
God damn it,
That's-
Enigma.
That's got to be someone's flesh.
That's replacing the shitting dick nipples in my nightmares.
Hey, well, you know what? This guy made dragon tits. So he didn't make the dragon tits. He just made dragon tits.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Alright, I think we can actually move on to our next topic now. So, do you think joking about radioactive mosquitoes is disgustingly insensitive?
What is the relevance of this question?
I think he has a picture of Japanese women there, so I think he's referring to. You know when they say what's the difference?
That's Korean.
Well, you know when they say what's the difference between I forgot what it was, a slut and a mosquito?
What?
The mosquito will stop sucking after you slap it.
Oh god.
That I don't know how horrible or funny that's supposed to be.
I just.
But it's radioactive mosquitoes.
This is quite an
So
odd question.
It really is.
shit.
Okay, I'm gonna assume those
Extremely.
women there are Japanese, and you know how about the whole nuclear thing?
Oh, Fukushima.
Exactly. So I think he's calling these two Japanese sluts. I think that's what he's saying. That's how I'm interpreting it.
Oh,
fuck your
oh.
Fukushima, Tovarich.
It's like,
Hey,
Russia, in Russia, we had what you call it, a meltdown. We had a meltdown.
That was Ukraine.
Yeah.
Why do your Russian people sound Italian?
So we have.
I don't know.
wait.
I gotta work on my accent.
Why do you
but
sound like a
Chernobyl. It was
dumbass?
Chernobyl, though, wasn't it?
Yes, that's in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Chernobyl, yeah. You know what? Hang on. I'm just going to check that I'm actually right about.
Yeah, and I was Ukraine, Russia's been trying to take over Ukraine forever, and at one point they were a part of Russia, but I don't know for how long.
They were part of the Soviet. Okay, the Soviet Union is weird because.
Well, it's like Scotland denying. It's like the Scotland denying being a part of the UK. It is, but it's not.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, it was called the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. They were termed Soviet republics. They were part of the Soviet. It's weird.
The Soviet Union was just a Russian empire with a new flag. That's all it was. But,
pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to come up with this obscure fact about the name of Chernobyl and Bible stuff and all that kind of shit, but nobody gives a shit about that.
I do.
Yeah, I forgot that was on there. Oops.
I do. Give us the facts.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Chernobyl. Ukrainian word for wormwood.
Oh, like in Revelation.
Yeah,
Well,
like in
then.
Revelation. So basically, the world ended in what year? Whatever year it was.
1986.
1980 something.
Wow.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
1986.
ominous?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So basically, a whole bunch of people were supposed to be raptured, and nobody was actually taken. So this just proves that God hates us all.
So the world actually ended 31 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, it's all been downhill since then.
We are, in fact,
hey,
living in hell.
Well, hey, you can believe what my roommate believes, which is that right around the 1930s when we discovered the atomic bomb and all that, when we discovered how processors work, it's check and recheck and how that works. That pretty much from there we supposedly broke reality, and right now everything and anything we see, hear, touch, feel is entirely a simulation at somebody's whim. Basically, a realistic video game.
Actually, I think they disproved that reality's a computer simulator because there was someone was telling me about this. There's a specific property of metals that is impossible to create even on quantum computers.
It depends how detailed you want your simulation to be. That's the thing. I mean, a lot of these. If you wanted to simulate the entire universe 1-to-1 down to the quantum level, basically down to the level of subatomic particles, you would need a computer as big as the universe, and then somewhat bigger.
Right, but no, what I'm saying was this specific property of metals we can observe in real life cannot possibly be recreated on any type of computer or even quantum computers.
I have trouble believing that because
Yeah.
it's possible to simulate anything given enough time and energy and programming skill. Oh, wait. There are
Or
no
better
good
yet,
programs left.
or better yet, how do you know that the thing that's being simulated by that metal, that property, is not a side effect of the simulation?
Yes.
Or here's another one. They did some kind of a study, or not a study, an observation that for as big as the universe is, what did they say? There's not. This has something to do with the disproportionate amount of matter and energy, where the observable universe only has maybe a quarter of the matter that it should, or a quarter of the mass that it should.
Oh, this is that whole dark matter and dark energy thing.
Yeah, we're still working on how to observe dark matter.
Well, and see, here's my theory. I got to thinking about it. What if, you know how we can only see stars as they were either a couple million years ago or a couple billion years ago, depending on how far away they are?
Yeah, because of the speed of light.
Uh-huh. Now, imagine this. We can only detect things, light, energy that come our way. How are you supposed to detect matter that far away when it's already billions of years old and probably passed on, you know? How can you say, oh, we can only detect so much matter when you're really only detecting the light rays, radio waves, and so on and so on and so on that are reaching us right now?
Well, part of that is because certain elements and compounds give out certain signatures.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, I know, but those signatures are still very, very old. What if you're only able to detect a quarter of it, and the rest of it is there? It just we haven't received this signal that tells us it's there.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean,
That means we haven't received it yet.
Right.
It's
not
It
there.
would have to. You would have to wait a certain amount of time for it to be detected, and so unless the only way we could observe it is if we found some sort of FTL means of observation, which means we would have to actually go faster than the speed of light.
Which we kind of can if you believe certain things.
Depends on the. Well, actually, it depends on it too. There's what's called Cherenkov radiation, and what that is in a specific medium, you will sometimes get particles that will travel faster than light in that medium. However, they do not travel faster than light in a vacuum because light slows down when it passes into.
Well, no, I'm talking about the concept of folding space.
Mhm.
You know, it's technically traveling faster than light because it is instantaneous. But another thought I had on the whole detecting matter thing is, throughout all this stuff, we've been able to predict things. We've been able to predict things in quantum physics. We've been able to predict things about particles that we didn't know existed until the colliders existed. Well, I want to say the model for matter is a prediction in and of itself. Just because we can only detect a quarter of it now, I don't think that means that we won't be able to detect a quarter of it later, because as we know, matter and energy and all that does not exist until we try to measure it. I mean, it exists, but it's not.
You're talking about quantum superpositioning.
Yes.
Are we fighting radioactive mosquitoes?
I think we are.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What's the average color of the universe?
What's the average color of the universe?
I'm gonna fucking tell you what the average color of the universe is. It's beige.
Beige.
They've given it an official name though of cosmic latte, and I think I prefer beige.
The universe. Wait, the universe Universe actually has a color.
It has an average color. If you take the colors of all the things that we can look at and sort of average them together, it's beige.
Well, that's depressing.
Well, that's racist, man. That's just right out racist.
That's racist!
Well, they used to think
though.
it was a sort of bright green color, but that's because the computer was shit.
But we're in the Milky Way. Isn't this like Aryan white?
No, it's
Oh
a
god,
sort of,
Enigma wants to start the white ethno state.
it's the sort of creamy whitey yellow color. Huh? Like someone with jaundice.
Yeah.
Just so the
Okay.
universe has jaundice. Its liver is not working properly.
Yeah.
So, with relation to the previous one of the previous subjects, I think I know how to figure out what is real or not.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. All right. Computer, end program.
Computer.
If only
System
Dake had
32.
done that.
Computer, delete system 42.
Fail!
We had
It's
lost
System
him. Oh my god, he's
32.
gone. It killed
Oh
him.
no, air conditioning left.
It killed him.
You actually did it.
You shut
Man,
down the universe.
fucking...
Okay, I think I rebooted successfully. All right.
Don't do that again. Don't do that again. I live in a desert. I can't live without air conditioning.
Remember, when you experience deja vu, it's because the Matrix changed something.
Mm.
It's been changing an awful lot recently. Then, fuck me.
Oh god.
The
Have you ever had
radioactive
that?
mosquitoes.
Well, I mean, technically that could happen. I mean, look, there's all sorts of radioactive shit. We have radioactive carbon that you breathe
Well,
in.
Bananas.
Think about it like this.
Bananas.
I mean,
Well, think about it like this. Anytime something is in sunlight, it's being bathed in minor radiation.
Mm.
Yep, well,
It's fairly
visible
major
light is
radiation.
radiation.
Yes.
It's all electromagnetic waves when you get down to it,
Mm-hmm.
and something gay frogs. I don't know.
Oh, hi, Alex. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn to freaking frogs.
Hey, check your privilege. Those frogs are not gay, they're transgender.
Yes, I know. So, give me some chemicals to make me grow a pussy.
Ooh.
Alright. The next topic is, can you draw a radioactive mosquito?
I could.
But come on, Rav, you like Fallout? Go make some radioactive mosquitoes.
I'd draw a radioactive mosquito. It'd basically just be a mosquito.
How do you show it's radioactive? You have to draw sort of green.
I guess you draw some little glow lines around it. I'm motioning to draw glow lines, and you can't see me.
We can imagine.
Yeah.
There you go, there's your radioactive mosquito.
I'm going to wait like 20 seconds.
Sort of looks like a hummingbird a little bit.
Rav,
Hold on for that.
don't forget the trifoil.
Look at
The
that
what?
gamma radiation.
The God, what is that name? There's a name for it.
Trifoil?
There's a name for the radioactive sign.
That's beautiful. That mosquito. I can feel it giving me cancer from here.
Carcinogens, my favorite.
This is the first thing I picture.
Yes, a trick.
Jesus Christ. That looks like a Pokemon that just mega evolved.
A radioactive mosquito.
Technically, that is a Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah, it's Buzzwole.
What is a Buzzwole?
He's a newer legendary.
Oh.
Legendary? This thing?
Well, I think it's an Ultra Beast, but
Ultra Beast.
kind of same difference. I think it's a
It
big
is
one.
an Ultra Beast.
Yeah.
What the fuck is all this newer shit from Pokemon?
It's a Pokemon from another dimension.
What?
Oh god, yeah.
What is going on with Pokemon?
Buy the
Well,
new
they're-
version to find
They
out.
have to do dimensions now too.
You got to catch all those versions.
Can I get Digimans and Pokemons? Because I was always Digiman's guy.
So was my wife.
Well,
I mean, apart from the guy part. As far as I know.
Oh, as far as you know, so you may have married a trap and you didn't
Did
know
she
about it.
Did she ever try to use her ovipositor on you?
Not that I remember.
Ah,
Do
maybe
you have a lot of
maybe
blackouts and then wake up full of eggs?
Like after the coitus, does she pay you with dead kittens on the nightstand?
did she use that shit Chrysalis used on Shining Armor?
It'll come full circle.
So-
did that involve a flashlight or not? I can't.
Yeah. So newsflash, guys. Archonix actually married. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah.
I actually what? Sorry.
You married a trap.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, I thought you married an insect because of the. Just the other
Yes, a
person.
radioactive male mosquito that identifies as female.
There we
And
go.
speaks about 1 million languages. All of them with the same annoying whining accent.
She's
I sexually identify as a mosquito, guys.
she's a Pokemon from another dimension.
Check your dimensional privilege.
Fucking Pokemon dimensional bullcrap now. What the fuck is going on
Fucking-
with it?
You know, for a second there, I thought you said Pokemon dementia.
Well,
we-
you wouldn't be wrong.
We all know that in the Pokemon universe, somebody fucked their Gardevoir.
well, duh.
What are you, gay?
Oh my
And
God.
we all know that Guadivars are just traps.
Ooh. So the question is are the traps gay?
Hmm.
That's
Some-
that's the question of the century.
It's not gay if
Is-
it's in a three-way.
Well, I mean, yeah, the balls touch.
Isn't there a bar graph that shows the level of gayness with traps?
Yeah, it's like 2.19%. Someone allegedly calculated how gay it would be to fuck a trap, and they came out with 2.19%.
Uh-huh. That's disappointing.
Yeah, no, I was hoping to be.
Not gay enough.
This is needs more gay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Needs more faggots.
How did we get to gays and traps from radioactive mosquito?
Yeah,
Because
it's
they
been
both
quite a good-
suck.
It's quite a good topic.
Well, because they both suck, Rav. Don't you know that?
Yeah, but one sucks all day long. The other one only sucks sometimes.
How do you know they don't suck all day long?
Yeah, you get really big.
Well, I mean,
Maybe-
unless it's a whore. Come on.
How do you know it's not their living?
I don't, but I'm making assumptions like
Just like mosquitoes are
privileged
just
white
doing
male
it.
I am. So yeah.
Just like
Oh.
mosquitoes, they're doing it to feed their young.
Oh shit! I just realized we've been going really political on these topics.
Oops.
Yeah. Oops. Oh well.
Really?
Kind of.
Wait.
Yeah, because it is a
Kind of.
political topic.
What,
What,
mosquitoes?
traps?
No traps. But anyways.
Rav, I'm just looking at the thing you drew. It looks like the mosquito was just swat by something that left a trefoil implant or image. As it swats the mosquito, it just went.
And yet it wasn't defeated.
Nope. It's still there.
Ravage, you know
It's-
what will make your radioactive mosquito right there more intimidating?
A
Huh.
dead kitten.
A multi-layered life bar.
Okay.
Hey, so if I'm around a radioactive mosquito, do I need an HEV suit?
Yeah. It'll give you all
H-
sorts of cancers.
HEV?
Nah.
You mean that virus, the evolutionary virus of fallout? Well,
No.
No, it's from
The suit from
Half-Life.
Hazardous
Environment vest.
suit.
Yeah.
Let me check.
okay, for a second there, you were like Ash from Evil Dead when he had to say the spell, and it was like clock tower.
Uh-huh. See, I don't know what the V stands for.
Well, let's look it up.
Hazardous environment suit. Apparently, the V is in environment.
Oh,
because
come
Yeah.
on.
Apparently, the V is silent.
V for Vendetta.
I love that movie, V for Vendetta. It's amazing.
I have yet to see it.
Not as good as the original comic, graphic novel it's based on. I would say that.
Yes, you would say that.
Yes, I would. I mean, the film makes the climax, the destruction of the Houses of Parliament, in the graphic novel. That's right at the start, and it's just a thing that happened. And the whole point of it is basically that nothing ever really changes.
What?
It's all shit. The world's just a terrible place, and the only way to survive is to put on a mask and blow shit up.
So the Purge.
Someone was telling me that Guy Fawkes is sort of misunderstood. Like, he's portrayed as being this awesome hero, but he was actually kind of a shitty person.
Yeah,
He wasn't a shitty person. He was a scapegoat. He's also the only man to enter Parliament with honest intentions.
Yeah. But he was trying to set up a Catholic theocracy, so you can't really...
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
well,
the thing is, we kind of treat him as this. He's for fun and stuff like that, but he's also kind of a folk hero because he stood up to the man and died. He's the underdog, and we like our underdogs. We really do.
Do we?
Yes.
So yeah.
Wait,
yeah, because he failed.
Oh,
you
fuck.
Brits like your underdog so much that you Brits called us underdogs so much, that you called us traitors when we took off.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, the guy, he was just kind of shit at what he was trying to do, so that's why we set him on fire. But we kind of admire him for the fact that he tried. He tried and he failed. And that's what's really great about him. It makes us feel better about ourselves.
Now just
Sounds
imagine
like Nathan
that.
Hale.
So we set fire to him and then throw potatoes into the fire and eat them. And stuff our faces with treacle toffee. And set off explosions to celebrate the symbolic destruction of everything that we stand for. It's great.
Jesus.
Damn.
So, wow.
Now I just can't help but imagine one of those Guy Fawkes masks with a gold star on it that says "You tried."
That's basically it. Yeah.
You tried.
There was an attempt.
Good luck next time.
Guy Fawkes is also like the leader of Anonymous Spec.
There's one last radioactive
Okay, next
mosquito
topic. Speaking of radioactive mosquitoes, would you keep one for a pet?
No, because
No.
I fucking hate mosquitoes. I lived in Houston. I had enough of those little fucks.
Oh, come on, don't you want to hear all day long?
Sure I do.
Someone's let a bat pony loose in chat, apparently.
They're fine.
A tiny bat pony. No, that would just be.
It would just have little squeaks.
Who is doing that?
That's me.
Jesus.
You got an accent on your Z's,
Catch
too.
it and brush it.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you repeat that letter? I believe the proper pronunciation is Z. Apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm not English, so fuck you.
Okay, you little twat.
What was that meant to be?
That's rude. That's very rude.
You know, speaking of that word, I've actually been called out by a Brit because I used to say twat, and it would trigger. I've actually triggered British people, and not because I called them that, because they said I'm saying it wrong.
Yes.
So he would always correct me to say no, it's twat.
Yes, exactly. Twat.
And and someone actually made the comment: if Americans are going to appropriate the Brits' language, they better damn well pronounce it correctly.
I'm confused because I hear more and more Americans using bloody as a swear word, and it's like, stop it. That's not your word. That's my word. I mean, Canadians can get away with it, but Americans, no. You have all of your own. Stop using ours.
Well, I mean, you know what's weird is I read. Well, I don't think I want to go down that route. But we're still on stream. But no, it's just. Here's one thing I don't get though is why Canadians seem to can't decide if they're going to use American spelling or Commonwealth spelling. Because like, sure, they spell honor with a U, but they spell defense with an S.
Compromise, I guess. You know, practicality.
Well, I mean, they still claim to, I guess, be part of the monarch or something. But then, you know, they're like our top hat, basically. We just wear them as a big old top hat.
Oh god, are we? Is that it? Is that all the topics?
I believe.
So, I mean, you could look in the chat to see if anyone's been asking questions.
A couple of people did ask. Do we watch Rick and Morty? Someone asked, like 20 minutes ago.
I do, kinda.
I've never watched Rick and Morty. I watched lots of clips of Rick and Morty.
So you never got Swifty?
No.
Never seen Rick and Morty.
No.
I've seen a few episodes. I need to watch more.
And someone asked, have you seen the latest iDubbbz? And that was like an hour ago, though. I don't know if
the latest
iDubbbz. I don't know what that is.
Oh yes, iDubbbz.
Boy, I've seen the new iDubbbz, the content cop and content deputy. Oh, man.
Oh, I have not seen any of his content deputy, but I did see his content cup stuff. And
no, he did one on Rice Gum recently, and Rice Gum fired back, and then he had to fire back, of course.
iDubbbz.
Yes, content cop. Yes, Rice Gum.
I prefer Filthy Frank.
It's Filthy Frank, motherfucker.
Hey, it's Frank. What I do?
Bitch, let's get some pussy tonight.
There ain't enough chromosomes for this shit.
Well, oh, I've got a question from Not Enough Coffee, who was our guest last week. So,
I've seen this question before.
Oh yeah, I've seen that as well somewhere. I think he asked it to Sophisto on the Barcast last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one, so I have to go back and watch that podcast.
Oh yeah.
I was out of town last week, and so.
Oh, you missed something beautiful at the beginning.
I've still not seen it.
Did he mention a pot farm? Did anyone ask him about the pot?
Something like that.
Did you ask my question, actually? I'll think about it. I should probably watch the stream and find out. Never mind.
I think I did, yeah. You were quite near the top.
Cool.
Yay! Okay.
Yes.
Is that it? Are we done?
Yes.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
It's like 8:55. We're
I should probably.
Basically done.
Someone asked, would you rather have a
Rabbit
rat?
should like make up an outro song.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you rather?
I did.
You should.
No, we should.
Or Tony should play
Oh.
it on his saxophone.
No,
would
because I
have to
hate
play-
the brass. I
Oh,
absolutely hate the brass.
oh, bitch! Did you just call saxophone brass?
Oh,
I did because it's made from brass.
It's a woodwind. It doesn't even
Yeah, it
sound
is.
like
It is
doesn't
still
even.
a fucking horn.
It doesn't even
It-
sound like brass.
It is a woodwood. It's made from metal.
I know.
It's the
And I like
metal.
the
It's the
flute,
wood.
but I prefer the flute. It doesn't have a flared end either.
No, you just like the skin flute.
But you see, the thing is, the flare is what makes it. All right.
Yeah, don't you realize that
Yeah,
saxophone-
well, that's what they did with the blunderbuss, but you saw how well that thing turned out.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to suck on the end of a blunderbuss, do you?
yeah, speak for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah. Just swallow down that entire shot load.
Oh god.
Ravage, do the
Oh
outro.
god, you guys are lagging so bad.
Yes, not enough
Alright.
copy. You are absolutely correct.
I used to play bugle when I was in the boys' brigade.
Oh,
Oh, bugle.
Yeah. It was terrible. I hated that bloody.
well, we're putting together the Mugshots band now. We got Tony on saxophone, Archonix on bugle.
Ah.
I can play nothing.
Spoon.
Triangle.
I call
you
dibs
can't-
on cowbell.
Yeah, I'll go.
I used
Okay,
to
Christopher Walken.
No,
Yeah.
I am not, guys.
I am not Christopher Walken.
I
I
play
wish I
some
could-
mean. I play some mean maracas.
Hey. I
Alex,
used
go
to have a
learn.
saxophone.
Alex, learn how to play a turntable.
And I miss myself.
yeah.
I think I still remember how to play the Tron theme on guitar. I'm not sure how well it would come through if I tried, but whatever.
I know how to sing if that's anything.
Dun 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 dun.
Wow, you guys watched a very different version of Tron than I did.
No, it's just if you say guitar, I immediately think Smoke on the Water.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
And I
either that or
am ashamed to
Stairway
admit
to
I'm
Heaven,
the
you know.
person that learned that shit, so yeah.
Stairway to Heaven denied.
Well, okay, I'm like ultra pleb because I actually use a pick with my bass.
Eh. I don't know anything about playing string instruments.
The only
Eh.
string instrument I've ever played, and some people would claim it's not a string instrument, is piano.
It is a string instrument. They're being retarded.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know they're being retarded. Just
But
like
it's played with
just like
hammers
just like
instead
people,
of plucking.
Just like people claim saxophone brass.
Well, okay, one of the coolest sounds I've ever heard is if you take drumsticks and you tap out a beat on guitar strings with distortion.
There is an instrument very much like that. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Indian.
Yeah, it's a.
You have to play it with
sitar?
like metal rings on your fingers.
No, the sitar was the sitar is like their version of the guitar.
Yeah, but it has a million strings.
Yeah, and it's well, the reason it's tuned like that is because rather than half steps, they have quarter steps.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
I got to play on one. I got to play on one time. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, that's time. I think.
Yeah,
So-
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So thank you everybody for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. And tune in next week, where I honestly have no idea who the guest is going to be.
Don't have one yet.
I could-
Shh.
I could come back.
Yeah.
I mean, I
will
could just
be
come
a
back and just
mystery.
be here again and just shit talk some more.
Archonix every week.
Yes.
Oh no, it was great having you. Honestly, this is brilliant. Thank you for
Oh,
coming
cool.
on.
Yes.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
It has been enjoyable having you on.
It has. It has. It's been quite a pleasure having you on. And we will definitely have you on again in the foreseeable future.
Cool. Let me draw next time.
Let you draw. You're the
Yeah.
you. Why couldn't you draw this time?
Yeah, you didn't answer the multi-stream. I even bugged you about it.
Did you?
No,
don't
I
know, you
got
bugging
no.
me.
I don't have anything about that.
What?
Nobody,
remember-
nobody ever. I never had any kinds of invitations or anything like that.
Yeah,
I
he
just
did. I
sat
remember.
here.
I remember now. Alex did ask you about joining the multi thing, and I think you must have forgotten or didn't hear him.
I didn't see it. Unless
whatever.
you send it to me in a private message,
Yeah,
I would have lost it. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. We hope you had a good time and
Oh,
donate to
we're
our
still
Patreon.
live?
Chill. Yeah, we still are.
Tails!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
And to answer your question,
And that's
Cyber,
it.
change